New York Giants woke up to a storm on Monday morning, one that didn't come from the sky, but from inside the heart of the franchise. After yet another crushing collapse, the team made a decision that had been building for months. Defensive coordinator Shane Bowen was fired, but the real question that shook fans wasn't just what happened. It was why now? Why at this exact moment, in the middle of a season already hanging by a thread? It all unraveled hours earlier against the Detroit Lions, in a game the Giants should have closed out. Overtime. One mistake, one burst of speed from Jahmyr Gibbs, a 69-yard touchdown run that didn't just end the game, it exposed every fracture that had been growing inside the Giants' defense. You could feel the air leaving the stadium, the hope collapsing, the silence settling in as players looked around like they already knew what Monday would bring. For months, frustration had been boiling. Reports from major outlets like the Associated Press and CNN highlighted the same painful truth. After 12 games, the Giants' defense was one of the worst in the league. Bottom 3 in yards allowed, bottom 3 in points allowed, last in rushing defense. It wasn't just a slump. It was a system breaking down from the inside. Missed tackles, blown communication, zero pressure on opposing quarterbacks, plays where the defense looked confused before the ball was even snapped. Fans kept asking, how can a team with this much talent look this lost? And that's what made it worse. The franchise had poured resources into the defense. First-round picks, big contracts, Pro Bowl caliber players. Yet every Sunday felt the same. Predictable play calling, soft coverage, no adjustments in the second half. Drives that started with hope ended with hands on hips and heads shaking. Bowen's conservative approach didn't help either. The lack of blitzes had fans screaming at their TVs. The schemes became so predictable that even casual viewers could call out the next defensive look before it happened. Opportunities to fix things came and went. Nothing changed. And if you've been following these updates regularly, then you already know how tough this season has been. And listen, if you want real, drama-free, no-nonsense NFL updates, the kind nobody sugarcoats or twists, make sure you hit that subscribe button right now, because I promise you, things are about to get even wilder in New York. Back inside the organization, the pressure was intense. Head coach Brian DeBole had already been fired weeks earlier, and Bowen was one of the last remnants of a staff that had run out of answers. Many wondered why he hadn't been let go sooner. But the overtime loss to Detroit? That was the breaking point. You could almost feel the moment the decision was made. The kind of moment where silence in the locker room says more than any press conference ever could. Hours after reviewing the game film, the Giants made it official. Bowen was out, and stepping up in his place, Charlie Bullen, the outside linebackers coach, a man with no NFL play-calling experience, but the one coach whose unit actually showed discipline and consistency this season. The pass rushers respected him, the locker room listened to him, and sometimes in the middle of chaos, the team doesn't need the most experienced leader, just the one the players believe in. Now the weight of the entire defensive turnaround sits on Bullen's shoulders. He inherits a group that has talent but no identity, a defense that flashes brilliance one drive and falls apart the next. His mission? Fix the communication, tighten the tackling, restore confidence, and stop the bleeding before the season spirals into something even darker. Fans demanded accountability. The players wanted clarity. The organization needed direction, and Bowen's firing became the symbol of all three. The team isn't just trying to save the season. They're trying to rebuild trust with a fan base that's been disappointed far too many times. But here's the twist that most people aren't seeing. These next few weeks aren't just about wins. They're about evaluation. Who steps up? Who quits? Who deserves to stay when the 2026 season begins? This is the moment that reveals character, not just of players, but of the entire franchise. And before we continue, listen closely. If you're still here right now, it means you genuinely care about these updates, about the truth behind every decision. So do yourself a favor. Tap that subscribe button before the next twist drops. Because trust me, you don't want to miss what comes next. The firing of Shane Bowen doesn't just close a chapter. It opens a tense, uncertain, but potentially transformative new one. Charlie Bullen now steps into the fire, And the coming weeks will show whether this defense can finally find its voice or whether an even bigger rebuild waits in the offseason. The Giants have made their move. Now the real story begins.